Hey guys, and welcome to part one of a two-part book haul of all of the books that I've purchased from January to March. I am a little bit behind on recording these haul videos, so I decided to just combine it all into one, especially because recently with me being unemployed, I'm very sure I'm not going to be spending money on books for a while, so I wanted to be able to show you guys the ones that I did buy in the beginning of the year. I definitely bought a lot more than I expected to, but that's okay because I have read a good portion of them. Altogether, I think I purchased myself like 30 something books. And altogether, I think I've acquired like 40 something books this year, but I've read, as of like recording this video, I think I've read about a third of them, and hopefully by the end of next month I'll have read like half. So I'm really trying to focus on reading books as soon as I can, as soon as I acquire them, so that they don't end up just sitting on my shelves for years. So the first part of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the books that I purchased through Target, who was having a sale. They were having a buy two get one free sale, so I definitely took advantage of that to pick up some new releases and books that I'd been wanting and eyeing, but that were a little bit pricier than what I wanted to spend. Because I love supporting authors and buying physical books, but sometimes it can be a bit pricey, so I always jump on any type of sale. And then I purchased a couple of books. I try not to buy books from Amazon because I know it's not the best because they do undercut people on their pricing, but there were a few that I used my Amazon Prime for just because I wanted them right away for one reason or another, and I couldn't get them readily any other way. So let's go first into the Target books. I'll try and keep it brief how I'm talking about each one. The first one I bought was Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. This one is the one that's adapted for young adults. We're following the story of Bryan Stevenson as he represents people who have been wrongfully imprisoned, and I really enjoyed this book. Love the movie. I would highly recommend both. Next we have The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I really enjoyed this book. Love the cover on this one as well. I haven't seen the movie yet, but now that I have finished the book, I definitely plan on hopefully watching the movie sometime within the next month or so. And this one was told in epistolary form, which is really cool, like through letters back and forth between two sisters who end up being separated. This one is a classic in African American literature, and I can definitely see why after reading this book. The only part that was kind of hard to get through is one of the sisters, the way she speaks, it's a little bit like it's written in the way that she would speak, so sometimes it's a little bit harder to read it fast. Like you have to like really slow down to understand what exactly it is that she's writing. Then we have She Came to Slay, The Life and Times of Harriet Tubman, written by Erica Armstrong Dunbar. This is a really cool book. It has a cool illustrations inside and infographics and things like that, all about Harriet Tubman. This one was inspired it was an inspired choice to buy after I watched the movie Harriet that came out in theaters last year, and I wanted to know a little bit more about her. And so I would recommend this. I definitely learned a lot about her if you're wanting to learn more about Harriet Tubman. Then we have a short story collection called Let's Play White by Chesia Burke. I don't remember how I found out about this short story collection. I think I was just like browsing on Amazon or something, and I came across it and it sounded really interesting. And this one has all the short stories were kind of like, now I'm having a time remembering. I think it was like science fiction or fantasy. Like there was a little bit magical realism in these short stories, and I really enjoyed them. Then we have Parable of the Sower. This is the graphic novel adaptation of Octavia E. Butler's book, which I did read recently, so now I can go ahead and read the graphic adaptation. I was waiting until I had finished that duology before I got into this, and I'm excited to get that. It'll be a really quick read, I know, because like if I just sit down, it'll probably take me like an hour or two to get through this graphic novel, but I'm really excited because I love this book, the original book, so much. I gave it 5 stars, so this is definitely going to be read very soon. Then I picked up 2 cloth-bound classics. The first one is from Elizabeth Gaskell. This one was Cranford. And then I treated myself to this nice edition of Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and I love both of them. I have a full shelf of Penguin cloth-bound classics now, so I'm definitely not going to be buying any more until I have read the ones that I do own. So that was my first Target order. That was back in January. And then I put another, they had, I don't know if the sale continued or if they had the sale again, but I purchased some more books from them. I think it was like the end of February. And this one was a larger order from Target with the same sale, buy two get one free. So I got a lot of like newer releases. The first one is Black Sunday by Tola Rotimi Abraham. I don't know too much about this book. I know it takes place in Lagos in the 90s. And then we have The Revisioners, which I am currently reading. I just started the audiobook actually for this one this morning by Margaret Wilkerson Sexton. And in this one, we're following two storylines. One is supposed to be like modern day, and there's like a single mom. She's moving in with her white mother-in-law because they've fallen on hard times. And then in the past, it has something to do with like her, I think it was her grandma. Either her grandma or her mom was the owner of a farm, but she came from slavery, and she ends up having a friendship with a lady who lives in their area who I think has ties to like the KKK or something. So this one sounded really interesting. The audiobook's only 8 hours, so I feel like I'll definitely finish this within the next couple of days. Then we have another short story anthology, and this one is New Daughters of Africa, an international anthology of writing by women of African descent. There's some really big name authors in this book like Zadie Smith, Nnedi Okorafor, Roxane Gay. There's so many great women authors in this novel, in this collection, I mean, and I can't wait to get to this one. It's one I've been eyeing for a long time, but it is very large. It's like 1,000 pages, so it's going to take me a while to work my way through all of these stories in this anthology. Then we have two more Penguin Cloth Bound classics. The first one is one I've already read, and that is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I want to read, there's like a YA retelling of this book I know that came out recently, Anna K, and it's making me want to go back and read this book. I read this book a long time ago, but I would definitely love to reread this eventually. It is a very large book, but I remember really enjoying Leo Tolstoy's writing. And then this one I'm probably going to be starting within the next month, and that's The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I want to read this book so I can watch the movie for it too. It's just so long. It's been very intimidating to get to, but I just love the pattern and the print on this. It just is really beautiful. Next is a series by N.K. Jemisin. It's the 5th season. This is a trilogy. It's a fantasy series. It's called the Broken Earth series, and I am definitely going to be getting to this next month, at least the first book. It's one I put on my 5-star prediction list, and I have high hopes for the series. Then we have another graphic novel adaptation of one of Octavia Butler's books, and this one was Kindred, which I got to reading in March, and I did enjoy the adaptation of this book. I like obviously the original book better than the graphic novel adaptation, but it was still a well done adaptation in my opinion. The comic style isn't like my favorite comic style ever, but I feel like it definitely fits the mood of the book because it's very dark and it's kind of like a downer kind of a book. It's not like something that's very happy book, so the comic style matches the content of the book itself. Another one that I got to in March was The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Dare. This one is another new release, and I really enjoyed this one. We're following a young girl who is growing up in Nigeria, and she really wants an education for herself, but her father forces her to marry this man who's way older than her and become his 3rd wife because he needs the money that he will get from basically selling her. But she still dreams of being able to educate herself and just dreams of being able to get a better life for herself. We have another short story collection I really love. This was a cover buy for me. This is the anniversary edition of 145th Street by Walter Dean Myers. I don't know what these short stories are about. I hadn't even heard of it before, but like I said, it was the cover on this one that really intrigued me, so I will hopefully get to this one soon. Then we have a nonfiction book, A Black Women's History of the United States by Dana Ramey Berry and Kelly Nicole Gross. This one is a nonfiction book on history that emphasizes the perspectives and stories of Black women to show how they are and have always been instrumental in shaping the country. So this one sounds really good. Lastly, we have a graphic novel duology. It's called Aya in Yop City and Life in Yop City and Love in Yop City. These are the two graphic novels. They're really I like the illustration style. They look really interesting. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because my camera is about to die, so I can't really talk about that one too much. But I have to show you guys the ones I picked up from Amazon real quick. The first one was A Phoenix First Must Burn. This one is a short story young adult anthology featuring a lot of authors on science fiction and fantasy stories. The other one was a nonfiction book, and that's Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. This is all about like the forensic science of like psychology and of serial killers and stuff. I watched the show on this one. I really wanted to know more about the true story. And then finally, I needed Parable of the Talents by Octavia E. Butler. I had finished Parable of the Sower, and I really enjoyed that one, so I needed this right away. And I really enjoyed the duology, and it's one that I would recommend. It's like very dystopian and very relevant series for today. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be posting part 2 very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed all these beautiful books, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!